Hey everyone, welcome to another good e-reader comparison video. My name is Michael.
My name is Peter.
Today we have the second generation Icarus Illumina HD and the Energy System Pro. It's a Spanish company, and this is a Netherlands-based company. So first glance, as e-readers are fairly identical in terms of overall design and UI layout. What do we got?
Recently added, recently read, recently added, etc. Just looking at it, it's almost like a mirror image with a little bit different fonts, boldnesses, and icons. You see that thing's been replaced by a circle, by a little heart. So the devices are almost identical. We have the button layouts the exact same, page turns, backs, refresh, refresh. The build quality is different. However, they use a little bit different shells, so you'll see that things are in different positions. They went a step further and had their little chrome heart on the back. That's really cool.
So one thing that I'm noticing that the Energy System has is a 3.5mm headphone jack.
They do have the inclusion of audio, yes.
So that's one of the things that makes the Energy System Pro a little bit distinctive, is that you can listen to audiobooks, you can listen to music, which is fairly cool. Since these are both similar, if you had to sell this to somebody, what would you say is the key features?
I would say the key features on both of these is the inclusion of Open Android. Open Android is going to be the trend for 2015 in e-readers. You'll see that we have our e-ink app store on here, the only e-ink app store in the world at the moment, because these devices don't come with a manager to download apps. They come with a manager to download books maybe, but not actual Android apps. You can see that we put Facebook on here, OneDrive, Kobo, Opera. I mean, our app store is all-inclusive, that you just click download and it's all one-click download straight to your device, and it installs for you too. So yeah, it would just be Open Android is the main selling point, because that's the direction I think e-readers are heading. Yeah,
and one of the benefits about Android, certainly on the Energy System Pro, is that you can download Audible.
Yes.
You can download Nook audiobooks.
Different music players. Yeah. Whatever.
You can buy audiobooks directly from the source on a e-reader with the Icarus. As long as you install an app store on here, same thing. I mean, you can download manga, comic book, e-reader apps. And in the past, people pretty well had to rely on the stock ebook app that was on here, you know, with Kobo, with Amazon, which with Barnes & Noble, with Sony, all these big brands. It's like you're buying those because you want to buy ebooks from Sony, or you want to buy ebooks from Barnes & Noble, so you're buying that. With this, it's like you're buying this, sure, you can use the default app, but you can install the Kobo app, you can install any app that you want. You're not like locked into a specific ecosystem, so that's beneficial. Let's take a look at the overall e-reading experience. See here, text pretty well looks the same. We matched it as much as we can get, the same font, same line spacing, same margins and everything like that.
A lot of things here are similar. You'll see that you have a little gear next to the page, you have a little gear next to the book. The layouts are almost exactly the same. You see here that you have font type normal bold, font type normal mini. You have the font up and down the exact same place. This mentions the font size right here, saying 30. The font actually doesn't say on here. The lowercase a and uppercase a are replaced by a plus and minus. You have different margins, line spacing. It gets pretty technical too, because you can actually go into line spacing and get decimal places of the exact amount you want. That's kind of cool in a way if you want to customize it like that.
Not too user-friendly though, because like the average user would have like no idea what that even means.
Oh, 1.9, great. Like no, and look at this, like margin sizes. I'd rather have a slider bar or an indication of what that would look like rather than 55. I don't 55 what? Pixels, inches, centimeters? I don't really know. So we've opened it up, a Dungeons and Dragons Monsters Manual. We use this because it has an even mix of high-res images and text. So what do we have here? We have screen settings. We can fit to width, fit to corners. We have grayscale options. This is kind of cool. You can make it crazy bold or crazy light and kind of have that faded feel to it so that the blacks aren't as harsh. You have clip margins, You have reflow. Reflow is kind of cool. However, in this type of PDF, you kind of lose the point of having a monster's manual because you don't know where everything is, and it's stripped away all the images, so you don't know what character you're talking about.
It may be useful for like academic textbooks,
absolutely,
newspapers.
Yes, get rid of all those unnecessary images.
Right.
You have rotate options here. We're not going to do that because it simply moves it into landscape. You have go to page. You have just the usual settings. We'll do some page turns here just to show you what the page turn speeds look like. Them being almost the exact e-reader to each other.
It's hella quick.
Basically identical. They're both very quick, yes. Try some pinching and zoomings. So a lot of these e-readers need some time to catch up. You see like there. So it doesn't actually have a steady pinch and zoom. It's more level by level. The energy system has gone off and is going insane. So let's do a refresh. There we go. Back to planet Earth.
Yeah.
So they have these different levels of pinch and zoom. Once again, this is the stock experience. You can download anything you want. You can download Adobe. You can download anything to read your PDF. So
Repligo.
Yeah. Oh, Repligo was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of the stock experience, we would not recommend the PDF usability to be very high, but you know, this is just a show. We can't show every single app.
Yeah, that's we were
There's
gonna.
no way.
I bet people were just wondering. It's like, well, why don't you show us the Kindle app, or why don't you show us this app? It's like,
There's
well,
2 million apps out there we want
it
to
would
do.
be endless for us to be able to like do things like that. Both of these e-readers have a front-lit display. We are currently in a dark room and have it pumped up to max. Preliminary impressions.
Preliminary impressions. I don't know. I mean, you can see that this reader on the right looks a lot more black on white. This is the Icarus, whereas it's a lot more of a warmer feel here. It's a lot of yellows and tans, you can see right about here. Also, near the seams, almost every seam, the light gets super intense. On the Icarus up here, there's tons of inconsistency here with these big gray batches. Same with the energy system. There's a huge hill of puffing here. The side has a little bit of inconsistencies, and then we're nitpicking, of course, but this is going to make an impact when you're staring at a book for hundreds and hundreds of pages. So, you know what you're getting into, essentially, is what we're saying.
So if we turn it up to say 3/4, do we still see those issues?
We'll go about 3/4 here. You actually become a little bit more evident, if anything. So you can see that that's pretty much highlighted in gray. We'll go to about half. Same kind of thing, and they're getting really dark even here in the studio, so it almost becomes a little bit unreadable.
We pretty well showed you everything that these e-readers could do. They both run Android. The energy system, I think, might be the better investment because it has a 3.5mm headphone jack,
so.
But we did have to click the refresh button a few times because it just got locked.
And it's rather thick. It's actually much thicker than the Icarus, so you end up having this really thick, bulbousy bar of soap looking device, whereas the Icarus is a little bit more squished, a little bit more thin, a little bit more refined, and I doubt that the energy system is that much bigger due to an onboard sound card. I
think it's just using like a different like body.
Yeah, I think the Icarus is a lot more slick. The buttons go right to the edge. They kind of wrap around a little bit. It just looks a lot more refined, but the energy system does have a better value with this audio included.
Here are our thoughts. Let's hear yours. Drop a comment below in this YouTube video. If you're watching this video on another channel, it's youtube.com/goodyreader. And for all the latest news, previews, interviews, and industry-wide coverage, check out our website, goodyreader.com. And for Goody Reader, my name is Michael.
My name is Peter.
Everybody take care.